Okay, hey, this is me again. So I was thinking, and um, I realized that there are some things that might crop up, but aren't very often for someone who is starting basics in SketchUp. Anyway, this is 2D shapes, the extras. So we'll be learning about some things that might not happen, um, and how to fix them. Um, how to cut up shapes into different ones, um, and some other things, but we're still staying in 2D shapes. As I said in the first video of 2D shapes in the main lesson, um, oh, this thing again. Fine. So yeah, lesson 2 will be on 3D shapes. Right now it's just the extras for lesson 1. So, as before, start up Google SketchUp. Mine should be loading soon. So we can just do what we did last time. Just do Control A to select the person, since that's the only thing in the landscape right now. Just delete that. We can do the camera, standard views, and we'll go to top, just to make things easier. So now you got your X and Y horizontal axes. So first things first, I'm gonna talk about how to divide shapes. So take the rectangle tool, start at the origin, and create that 10-foot by 10-foot box again that we did in the first lesson. Okay, and now we're going to do zoom extents to get the whole box in our view. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. That's good. So now say you are drawing and you decide actually you want a 5 by 10. Or you want to find the center of the box. You're going to go to the line tool over here. Now, if you did want to do it the tedious and long way and you didn't know how to do this, you could just delete the box and type in 5 feet by 10 feet. But say you're just working fast and you want to be efficient, click on the line tool, go to the midpoint right here, click as your first point, and then just drag down, and it'll say it's on the face because it's on the surface of the square, and the line will turn green because it's parallel to both lines. So that means right now you're cutting the box in half. And go there. Now the way that you know that you've completed this line is that if you go back to your mouse and you select the right side or left side, just select one of them and delete it, the other one will stay because now it's just two 5 by 10 rectangles next to each other. But so now do Control Z to undo that. But if you select this box and try moving it, you'll see that it's actually still connected to the previous, to the other rectangle. That's because they share a line, and therefore it's more like a 10 by 10 box with a line through it. So let's do Control Z to undo that move. And so now you can either use select, and as I showed in the first lesson, you can just delete all these lines around, all these ones. But if you want to be faster, you can click on the eraser, which is next to this like blue white box. it's the 6th tool next to the tape measure tool, and on the right of the make component tool. Anyway, it's eraser. So you click on that and you got this eraser tool. And so just click on that line and drag and basically swipe over all the lines you want to delete. Now don't delete the line that is in between the two rectangles, or else, because that line is still part of the left rectangle, so you don't want to delete that line. Anyway, hold down the mouse while you do this, and now lift it up, and it's gone. So there's the eraser. Now do Ctrl Z and Ctrl Z, and you'll get back to this 10-foot by 10-foot box. So now let's find the center. So you can do that by, again, splitting this box like that, and then split it horizontally like this. Okay, so now this is the center. Reason this might be helpful is that, say you wanted a circle going from the center of a box outwards, so just like do it maybe to here, doesn't really matter, we can do it like a 3-foot radius maybe, so it'll be like that. And now you don't really want all these other lines, you just want the circle and the square. So you're going to take your eraser again, and what's really cool, I found out like a couple days ago, you can click on this joint, like this connection between all those 4 lines right in this center, and just click and they all disappear. So it selects all those lines. And now I just go around deleting. There you go. Or do Ctrl Z a couple times till you get all those lines. Yeah, till you get here. That was like 5 times. Ctrl Z. Now say you wanted a quarter of the circle only, then you would do this line, yeah, you can do these lines, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Oh, whoops, one sec, I messed up there. Here we go. So you're going to delete these lines, and you're left with this quarter circle. I don't know, it might be part of your design or something. So now we're going to go on to half circles. So do Ctrl A and delete, and that's gone. Now take your circle tool and do a circle with like a 5-foot radius, like that. And now we're just going to do a simple split. So we're going to take the line tool over here, and we're going to go from this endpoint at the top to the endpoint at the bottom, but we can't see it right now, so we're going to use zoom extents and zoom out a little bit, like there. Take the line tool, go from here all the way down, and we're going to go here. Okay? So basically all I did was do zoom extents and zoom out so that you can see the shape. And you take, so zoom extents is 1, zoom out is number 2, and then the line tool is number 3. And you're going to take it from this endpoint all the way down the middle. It should say that you're on the green axis, although it will say you're also on the face. And you're going to go here to the endpoint, okay? Now, since technically a circle only has one side, well, yeah, a circle has only one side. But in this circle, now that you just split it, it's actually 2 semicircles connected. So now there's 2 sides, but there's only a left and right side. There's not like a top, bottom, left and right, like a square. So we're going to take the eraser over here again, and we're just going to click on that right side, and boom, and now you just have a half circle. Now you can do the same thing as with the box, and you can draw Do Control Z for undo. Take your line tool and click here, endpoint, to this endpoint along the red axis. And now you see this joint. That means that you have a line going vertically and horizontally, and it intersects there. So now take your eraser, and we're gonna do all these. This one, this one, this one, this. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, whoops, damn. One sec. Gonna go here. Gonna go here, here, here. Okay? And you're gonna delete those, and you're left with the quarter circle. Now, say you wanted a curve similar to this, but not really a circle. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to do Control A and delete so that you get everything gone. And now we're going to go next to the circle tool is the arc tool. I like this tool because if you are like copying a blueprint or designing some wacky idea, then you can play around with this arc a lot. Especially because you can split it and create new arcs. And it's kind of cool. Anyway, so as with the circle, down here it says number of sides. And before clicking your first point, you can just type in however many sides you want. Standard is 12, so we're just going to keep it with 12. And now we're going to select our first point, as with the line tool. So we're going to tap on the origin, click on the origin. Now that's our first point. Now, we could do length. Okay, so basically what this does is first you click your first point, and then you click your second, and then your third point basically bends that first line. So I'll basically show you. So we selected our first point. Now we're going to make your second point 5 feet away along the red axis, okay? So 5 feet, enter. And now it's going to ask how much you want to bulge it. So either you can just make a straight line, but why would you be using the curve tool, right? So if you move it up, it's going to bend up. And basically, yeah, you can do anything you want with the arc tool. Yeah. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's kind of cool. For example, if you take the zoom out tool and you just zoom out a lot, right? And now go back to the arc tool, and now we're going to like, oh my god, it looks like a circle, but if you zoom in, nope. There, from here to here, that's 5 feet. So if we zoom in, and if we use our pan tool, I actually didn't teach you about this in the main 2D shape lesson. There's this pan tool, which is basically a hand. And it's next to the orbit and magnifying glass. So you just click anywhere and drag in the direction that you want to move that landscape. So right now, you can move it left, right, or up. So we're going to move it up to get, yep, here we are. Here is 5 feet. And now I'm going to teach you how you can know that by using the tape measure tool, which is on the right of the eraser tool. So we're going to click on that tape measure tool, and now you're going to click your first point here. And now this does not draw a line. I repeat that. It does not draw a line. All it does is measure how long the distance that it is to your second point from your first. Okay? So now we're going to measure. You can measure anywhere you want, right? But we're going to measure to this second point just to make sure that it is what we wanted it to be. And look at that, it's 5 feet. So yeah, shortcut for tape measure is T, I'm pretty sure. If you can always check shortcuts, by the way, if you go to Tools, which is the 5th tab up at the top above the toolbar, and here, look at this. Select is space, eraser is E, paint bucket is B. We're gonna learn about paint bucket in exterior and interior design. That's like the 5th or 6th lesson. I'll video it soon. Move is M, so that's basically you select an object and you do M, and then you can move that object. Rotate is Q, so that's if you want to rotate it, obviously. Scale, it's basically you put something into a certain scale, so that you can make units like maybe 1/4 of an inch is 1. I haven't really messed around with it. Yeah, but it can come in handy maybe. Maybe when I learn it, I think I'll put it into 3D extras. Push and pull is also for 3D. That's for making objects that you're changing the height of, like, buildings and stuff, or yeah, objects. Follow me. Not really sure what that is yet. That will be in touring your building. That's like the 4th or 5th lesson. Then there's offset, and that's really for truly using shortcuts to come up with really out of the ordinary shapes. Then I don't know what outer shell or solid tools are. Solid tools says Pro only, so this is just on Google SketchUp. If you go on Google SketchUp Pro, I'm sure you can use solid tools. Then there's tape measure, which is T. Protractor, there is no shortcut. There's no shortcut key. Protractor will just tell you the angle. It won't rotate anything for you, though. Axes, not sure. And yeah, basically that's the extras for 2D. Well, yeah, that's basically extras. Oh, if you wanna just, I don't know why well, I'm basically gearing this towards building a building, but if you're trying to do some sort of artwork and it's vertical, here's how you're gonna do that. Let's do Ctrl A and delete this big bulge thing. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the mouse first of all, and then we're gonna go to camera, standard views, and we're gonna go to front, okay? So it's gonna be like that. Now, the reason this top is like bluish white is because that's the sky, and the gray part is our land. This blue axis is the Z axis, but it's right now it's the Y axis, and it's vertical. This red axis is horizontal, and it's the X. So say instead of drawing a 10-foot by 10-foot box on the land, we're going to go to the rectangle tool still, and we're going to still click on the origin, because the origin is where the X, Y, and Z axes meet. So we're still going to click on that origin, but now when you drag, instead of following the red and green axes for 2 of the sides, it's now going to follow the red and blue axes. So now just do 10 feet by 10 feet, and you're going to get that 10-foot box. And now you can tell that it is vertical, because if we do orbit, okay, that's up here next to the hand, we're going to go like this. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, and this will also become much more handy when doing 3D and doing the townhouse that this these series of videos are geared towards. These videos, though, will still help anybody looking for tips on how to use stuff in SketchUp. So yeah, again, if you like this video and you want it to just, I don't know, like compliment, you can do that. But if you have advice, I would truly appreciate that too. Again, don't just say this is confusing. Please say why it is confusing so that I can reply and help you out, or even fix up the video so that other people won't get confused also. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have fun in SketchUp. Good night.